Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another review on the storyline Pulisic. I'm going to show you guys why I chose this card, for what reasons. We're going to go through then his detailed stats, clips, summary, all that good stuff. But before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below what your thoughts are on this card and who you guys pick for your storyline. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, you have the choice between the left wing Christian Pulisic, the striker Alassane Plea, or the right back Emerson, to choose between these end of season storyline players, and I'm going to help you guys decide which one you should choose. Now, I chose Pulisic for two particular reasons. The first one being that I already have two fantastic right backs in Sean Kleiber and James Tavernier. Now, the other reason that I would not pick Emerson for this is because although he does have great linkability being a Brazilian in La Liga, he is okay. He's not amazing in terms of a right back. I would say he does have some nice traits and some decent stats, but overall I don't think his defensive awareness is good enough. And combine that with the fact that he is only a 3-star weak foot, he's not the top level of right backs. And when you're picking this card, if you're going to be picking from any of these cards, what you have to take into account is that these cards are most likely to be fodder for you guys to use in something, and you might as well take the highest rated card out of all of these. Alassane Plea as well. Now bear in mind guys, this is not to say that you shouldn't pick these cards, because if you want to pick them and put them in your squads or just use them as first owner cards, then they will work absolutely fine. The same is true of Alassane Plea. When you get a Bundesliga team that you need to put together for first owner players, he'll be a fantastic player for you. However, again, I'm looking at rating here guys, and I'm saying pick the Christian Pulisic on the basis of him being 87 rated, some great linkability with that US nationality and that Chelsea team as well. And that will probably give you, it will also give you the highest rated player, as well as giving you more options just to build around. In my opinion, I think it's far more fun to pick something like that. And on top of all of that, he does fit the meta slightly better if you are looking for something like that too. So that's why I picked him. Hopefully you guys can let me know in the comments who you guys picked and what reasons you picked them as well. And now we're going to get into the team that I played him in. So guys, this is the team that I played Christian Pulisic in. I played him on the left wing, of course, folding into a 4-2-3-1 and then playing him out wide on that left mid slot behind Georgie Hadji, and then Jack Grealish later on in games when Hadji wasn't working out for me. Overall guys, first impressions of this card is I am really impressed with this card. I thought he was absolutely sensational, and it was nice to get a storyline card. Now this is the first one that I've done towards the end. It was nice to get a storyline card that I thought, well, it might be decent. He's got some decent linkability with these new future stars coming out, and now he can play absolutely phenomenally for me as well. Overall guys, I thought he was really great for me. Getting into the player himself, 5'10", medium work rates, right footed, 4 touchdown moves and 4-star weak foot. The only thing that I see wrong here guys is that medium work rate. I would rather it was a high attacking work rate to just complement his attacking play a little more, and give him a bit more of an edge going forward. 7 games played, 6 goals scored and 2 assists. So not a bad return actually guys, considering, and you'll see some of the finishes that he got, some of the chances he created. He was absolutely phenomenal for me, played a really big role in my attacking sense of my team, and was often a good outlet as well, just for getting the ball up the pitch and getting out of the tricky situations. I tried a dead eye on him at first guys, but I just felt like he was too stiff still, and not quite quick enough. So then I applied the engine chemistry style to him, and I love that chemistry style on him. I think it's perfect for him. It boosts that passing a little bit, so it gives him a little bit more of an accurate passing construction there. And then you've also got a better pace and dribbling, which is always nice to have on these kinds of players, especially when it's wingers and you need them to turn in and out of tight spaces. He already does that really well, so to give him a boost on that just made him really fun to use in that regard too. Getting into the key stats, 94 acceleration, 91 attack positioning, and then of course the 93 agility and 92 balance guys. Now that is some absolutely fantastic stats to have there. This card is really good just in general for that kind of stuff. Moving quickly with the ball, transitioning between defense and attack quickly, getting down the wing quickly as well. It was fantastic at all of that, so I absolutely love this card for that reason. In terms of the cons guys, the long shot's only 69, so pinging it from further out of the box is a bit more difficult. Get in and around the box with this card and it very well could be a goal, but outside of the box and further out, you then tend to be getting a bit further out of his range, and he starts to struggle a bit with the shots. As well, another thing just to bear in mind guys is the 77 composure. Sometimes he does miss easy chances, but overall guys, I didn't find his finishing an issue. He finished most of the chances that I gave him pretty well, and I enjoyed that part of his game as well. Finally, getting into the traits, he's got the 2 traits which you'd want in a winger: speed dribbler and technical dribbler. Maybe a flair trait would be nice as well, but I think having those 2 is very nice regardless of all of that. Now that we've covered all of that, we're going to get into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of Christian Pulisic's clips, and what you guys are going to see here, for the most part, is his fantastic dribbling. Now, he did score quite a few goals for me. Guys, overall, I think the overall playmaking on this card is sensational. I think the crossing is really good, and the strength and the speed of this card is what really sets it apart. Guys, what I don't think a lot of people anticipate is his just raw speed. Now, although his speed and acceleration are both under 95, I think he still is very quick compared to a lot of defenders. I think that's obviously also because of his weight and his body type, so that will help as well. Guys, he's super fast, and especially when taking that first step and then the aggression to go and win the ball back, even if he loses it up high, it's really useful to have that in a winger, and I think that that's what makes this card so much fun to use, is that he does all the easy things well, and then he's able to do some of the difficult things well as well, like that win back there that you guys have just seen. He does that as well. He takes the ball off the defender there, drives into the box, creates an opportunity, unlucky with the finish there. And that was the general story of this card, guys. I was able to just cause defenders so many problems with his slightness and his speed. Now, it's not to say that that's all this card has, because this card, of course, does have pretty decent finishing from what I saw. Overall, I thought his finishing was alright. I didn't think it was incredible, but the 4-star weak foot does definitely help. And it's very serviceable in terms of using him. You guys can see there, lovely turning in between the defenders, unlucky with the finish. But he's able to finish on both feet as well, which just makes it that bit easier to use this player, create good opportunities, take good shots. A lot of the time I was trying stupid stuff with him and still was pulling off a lot of it. So that was always nice to have in a player as well. Guys, finally, the biggest factor about all of this, and of course we've talked about the speed, we've talked about the shooting, is his dribbling. His dribbling is the standout stat of this card. I think because it's so tight and quick as well, that it really does boost this card in terms of his overall attacking play. You've seen in a number of the clips that I can just reset the ball if I feel that the defender is going to shut me out and start attacking them again, and that causes a lot of frustration for opponents as well, especially when you've got a winger who's flying down the wing 1, able to finish 2, create chances 3, and then dribble past them 4. Now we're going to get into some of the finishes, and as you guys can see, some of these finishes are very good considering the level of this card. He only has 83 shooting. Now, I did boost that, of course, as well, but still, to only have 83 shooting and be putting away some of these shots is fantastic. I mean, these are all easy. This is an easy finish here, but you'd expect him to put it away, and he does, which is nice to have as well in your players. Creating opportunities, taking even the half chances like that, where some players might just skew it over the bar or hit the crossbar with it. He does really well with them, make sure he sticks it away. In this one as well, driving past 2 defenders there, 2 quick defenders, and finishing it into the bottom corner there. Again, the other thing about his speed, guys, which is fantastic, is he makes great runs. He really is committed on the runs as well, which is nice. And in this final clip here, you guys are going to see another lovely finesse to win the game. So guys, getting into the final Christian Pulisic summary. Now, of course, this is a storyline card, so there is no coins to pay for this. It's just about grafting out, getting those objectives done, and making sure you claim this card. Of course, the key standout stats, the 94 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, of course, is fantastic. I think his agility is great as well. 93 and 92 balance helps him in terms of not having that much strength, but also being able to hold off opponent players and still drive with the ball very well. 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot. For you skillers out there, this is absolutely fantastic as well. Going with all of that as well, guys, he has 88 stamina. The only thing I would say that's annoying about this card is the medium work rate. Sometimes his attack positioning is a bit poor, but what he does very well is he makes attacking runs. And because he drags the fullback with him deep when he's not attacking that well, when he makes those bursts in behind, he's absolutely gone. There's no fullback catching him. Even the Kyle Walkers and the Sean Clivers were struggling to stay with him. In terms of a recommended chemistry style, guys, now I did go with the Deadeye. There's a number of things you could do with this card. I don't think a Maestro is a bad shout either, just to boost all of that overall stuff and help him out. I do think that maybe if you boost his finishing a little more, then that will make him far more lethal, especially if you went and boosted the finish. I mean, you look at what that does to his dribbling and shooting, really is fantastic there. So guys, there's a number of things you can do. I just love the Deadeye because I love to boost passing and shooting. Those are the 2 things that I'd like to have at my winger. I like to have high production, and that seemed to give me the best result with this winger card, despite the fact that there may have been others that would suit him more. In terms of similar players, guys, now he's very slight, very slim player, able to move in and around the lines very well. I don't think any of these are good shouts. Gerard Deulofeu is a very good shout there. That league player, Deulofeu, very slight player, very quick player, able to win the ball back, do some good stuff on and off the ball. Really fantastic player, very similar to him, maybe even this Ansu Fati here at the bottom right of the screen. In terms of linkability, guys, and this is where it starts to get fun because of all these players that have been getting released, and you've got the one perfect link to Miazga from Chelsea. Of course, strong links, you've got all the Chelsea players in there. Of course, the recently released Reece James, if you played him off chem. Of course, you've got Kante in there as well, Thiago Silva, if you played a 3-5-2. But there's a bunch of other stuff as well, especially on the weak links with players like Gio Reyna, Serginho Dest, if you played one off chem. There's plenty of options there as well, which is nice to have, nice to be able to build these hybrids together and test out different squads. So something nice to try out for you guys as well. There we can see some of the strong links again, if you guys didn't see them before. Nice potential strong links to this card. Overall, guys, you know my recommendation on this card. I think this is the one you should be picking, and I think he is better than the other two. But if you guys did pick the other ones, do let me know. Let me know your thoughts on them and how they play. And without further ado, that is the end of this review. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please do hit that like button. And until next time, I'll see you all in a bit.